What was the Treaty of Versailles, and why was it so harsh? Imagine living in a world torn apart by war, with millions of lives lost and communities shattered. Now picture the peace treaty that aimed to rebuild and prevent another disaster. That's what the Treaty of Versailles was all about. Signed in 1919, it officially ended World War I, which had lasted over for years and changed everything. Countries like France, Britain, and the United States came together to decide what should happen next. The treaty was meant to stop future wars by making Germany weaker and less able to fight again. But it also caused a lot of anger and frustration, especially in Germany. Germany had been one of the main countries involved in the war, and many in Europe blamed it for starting the conflict. The treaty made Germany give up large chunks of land, including territory that was returned to France and Belgium. It also created new countries like Poland, which took some land from Germany. Germany's overseas colonies, which had been controlled by Germany, were taken away and handed over to other nations under a system called mandates. These changes made Germany feel humiliated and betrayed. The treaty also limited Germany's military power. Its army was cut down to only 100,000 soldiers, and it was forbidden to have tanks, submarines, or heavy artillery. The region called the Rhineland, which borders France, was turned into a demilitarized zone, meaning no German troops could be stationed there. These restrictions were meant to prevent Germany from attacking again, but they also made Germans feel vulnerable and angry. One of the most controversial parts of the treaty was the war guilt clause. It declared that Germany and its allies were responsible for starting the war and had to accept full blame. Because of this, Germany was ordered to pay huge reparations, money to cover the damages caused during the war. These payments put a heavy strain on Germany's economy and made many Germans feel unfairly punished. The treaty also created the League of Nations, an international group designed to help countries settle disputes peacefully and avoid future wars. However, Germany was not allowed to join at first, and the United States, which was one of the main creators of the League, never became a member. People in many countries saw the treaty as too harsh. France, which had suffered greatly during the war, wanted to make sure Germany could not threaten them again. But in Germany, the terms felt like a national humiliation. The loss of land, the military restrictions, and the reparations all created resentment. This bitterness helped fuel political instability and economic problems in Germany, which later contributed to the rise of Adolf Hitler and the start of World War II. In everyday life, families faced hardships because of the treaty. Land was lost, jobs became scarce, and national pride was damaged. The treaty's tough terms sparked debates about justice, peace, and how nations should treat each other after such a devastating war. It shows how a peace agreement can sometimes sow the seeds for future conflict, all because of the way it was designed and the feelings it left behind.